And we're back with another day of 7 Days to Die. Day 43. Had our horde last night. Went ahead and cleaned that up in that episode because we had changed had reset the stream a little early. So, we'll just wait on that. I think the first thing I want to do today is do a little farming. What's our situation on food and stuff? Yeah, we could do some farming. We haven't farmed in about a week, so it's good. Chop some wood, just do our general weekly housekeeping type stuff. I'm gonna do the potatoes first because they take forever to make seeds. I was thinking I might go ahead and plant aloe instead of blueberries today, but I think we'll do one more. One more week or crop or whatever it is we get to it of blueberries. I think. Nice lag there. Nice Xbox lag, or at least for this game. Well, decisions, because I kind of wouldn't mind starting to make those other. You know what? No, we'll stick with this. I kind of want to start getting my science up, but I don't know why. There's really no need. We can make whatever because we got the chemistry tables anyway. I just like leveling skills. think that'll probably do it. So good. I mean, it's now afternoon, which is not my preference, but we had a good farming day. Let's see. Let's get that can go in there. $1:00. Not too bad. Excuse me. Let's see what we look like here. Yeah, I was thinking about taking the mini bike, but let's not take the mini bike. Has this repopped? Yes. Whole town's repopping. Hey, what's up, Afmau? How you doing, buddy? Still no crack a book. I don't know what is up with this. I'm gonna go back into my videos and see what day I looted this. I think this was like one of the first thing I did when I came into town. Like I did this like the first week, and I had this happen on a previous game where just the crack a book just never repopped. At least that I saw. I lost that one to an MD5 error like my last one. That was my first MD5 error base. But so it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. But we need copious amounts of stone. And I'm going to go look for boulders. See, all the bird's nests have started repopping. We also need a bunch of sand, and I hate digging sand. Well, hate would be a strong word, but it's like we can make sand from stone, but then it's kind of like if you got stone. I don't know. We're going to head north and do some bouldering because we can get stuff we need for ammo from that also. Doing pretty good. Yeah, I couldn't sleep myself, man. So my sleep's gotten all out of whack. I wasn't feeling great earlier, and I took a little nap, and I wound up like actually sleeping. So I'll probably be at it all night. Most likely, I'm guessing. If past history is any indicator of the future, as they say. I admit I like some cheese. What kind of cheese are you having, Halfbow? Look at the map. Yeah, it's a little out of the way, so it's not a big deal. Pepperjack, good stuff, good stuff. Really seeing a whole lot in the way of boulders. Maybe I got them all up here. Alright, I gotta stop picking up small stones because we'll wind up doing that all day. So, because they're everywhere. So, although I will grab cotton. just while I'm thinking about it. Eventually, I'd like to plant some cotton. I hear a Zeticus. See, this is what happens when you go bouldering. You wind up killing zombies, and then it takes up all your inventory. Sour worms? What are they? Are those like? I'm guessing those are. Those are like gummy bears, but sour, and worms, and not bears, kind of thing, like that sort of deal. Very cool. You're making me hungry. I'm gonna have to get something to eat after this stream. Oh, that's a really good place for a sandpit right here. Just this little piece of desert biome right here. That's great. Kind of out of the way, off by itself, so you're not like in desert dealing with it. Little clay pit next to it. I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's kind of nice to get all the lead and everything while bouldering, but you know what? It could cut right to the chase. I don't know. I've already got a little sand pit kind of started, but it's sort of in the general area where we're going to be mining, right? So, new base is kind of here. Where? Here. And we're going to tunnel north and mine up here. So this will be on the edge of it. Yeah, you know what? Well, why not? Because we can get stone at night. As boring as that is, that's all I have to do at night right now is mine stone. Even though we need tons of it, there's there is no too much stone. It would be nice to get a jump on some sand. Because then you just wind up having to turn stone. If you don't, you just wind up having to turn stone into sand, which is fine when you have tons of stone. But we don't have tons of stone. We're like we need all of it. So is this big enough? Yeah, I guess it is. I'm sure I'm really crazy about it being on this hill, and we're gonna get Zeds from that. Yeah. Got plenty of that. I don't need that. Cool thing is we do get some stone from this. So it's just kind of boring digging sand. I like you kind of feel like after you've done it the first 15 times, you've kind of been there, done that. It's kind of like digging clay. I have a mini bike. Oh, come on. Go get it together, dude. I use my mini bike all the time. I just don't use it around town. I think it's a waste of gas and I have the worst potato aim. Going for headshots, I'm completely missing. The mini bike is very handy. It's extremely good for exploring and traveling long distances. But I think it's highly overrated, personally. I think it's a lot of maintenance and a lot of gas required. The thing absolutely drinks gasoline. So the more stuff you have to put into something like that, that's a time sink. So I'll use my mini bike for specific purposes, but I don't subscribe to the popular mini bike as a victory condition of the game thing that a great many players of this game have. Like, I think the mini bike's great, but it's not the end all be all of 7 Days to Die existence, basically. And I don't like using it around town because I like to be able to stop and deal with stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I will see while on the mini bike, and I just won't stop because I'm on the mini bike. Yeah, and I would trade my mini bike for a purple sniper rifle. Yeah, well, that's understandable because this will put you to sleep. Maldrick's sleep aid stream, digging sand and smacking boulders. But you gotta have a day like this every now and then just to kind of get some stuff done. Because I got a base to build and I am completely out of concrete. And I also need copious amounts of jars. We just need tons of sand, which I can get from, grinding stone, but I need stone too. So I figured, do this today and then we'll mine tonight. And we'll hopefully be back on track and start building some stuff like tomorrow. We had 5 cops at our horde last night. 4 of which exploded because that base is flawed for cops. Having never done cops in that base design before, I was really curious to see how that was going to work out. I kind of thought it was, not at the time, but beforehand when I decided to try to push it with that base design, I was kind of thinking it would probably be over once you started getting cops, and I kind of thought it would probably end in some kind of disaster. It was not disaster. Actually, the base held just fine. But they don't get, cops don't get caught up in spikes, which is the strength of that particular base design. Is the spikes. You just it catches everything in the center, and you can just kind of kite them around the spikes while sniping from above. So all the sides are open, except for the 4 support pillars. And shit. So the cops just kind of like they track to you, to your position. They're just under you, so you can't get a shot because of the catwalks. And then when you do get a shot, they get damaged, and they eventually go into their little routine where they eventually explode. And that's what I was curious about, how that base would handle it. I didn't even think about the not being able to get a shot on them part. So we had 4 cops explode under that base, and it held. And I was pretty thrilled about that. I didn't think it would, to be honest. But the party's kind of over with that temporary base. I was curious to see how far I could push it. I guess 42 is the one. Probably 35 if you haven't died. I died in the first twice in the first couple weeks. I think it was day 15 or something, 16 when I had my last death. Maybe day 12. I don't remember. It was sometime in there. It was sometime real early. So I've got a reasonable game stage now, but just not a perfect one, because I did have a couple of deaths. So maybe with no deaths, 35 horde might be the last one you'd want to do in that base. I don't know. This is slow as Christmas, but at least we'll be able to get some concrete going immediately while we're mining tonight. And see, 7 o'clock. We got 15 minutes to get back. I'm gonna kind of wrap this up here in a second. Yeah, that's right. You were watching. But I don't know. It was interesting. I think I'm gonna play one sometime, and just go with the original cobblestone and wood catwalk design for that temporary base, and make a point of not dying, and do no upgrading to it. Maybe upgrade the spikes from the second level of wood, into some form of iron. But I'm kind of curious how with a max game stage, how straight up far you can go with just that base design. I imagine it's probably the same thing. I imagine the cobblestone would probably hold up on the pillars, would probably hold up just fine, because they don't really beat on those. They'll take a little incidental damage when they mosh around over there, but they're not actually concentrating on the pillars. So I have a feeling it'd probably make it this far too, even without all the upgrades I did. Just maybe the spikes would need to be upgraded. And I don't know why I'm curious about that. I just like that base design for getting started, and it's kind of nice. It gives you a lot of breathing room in the first couple of weeks to get a real base up and not have to rush it. Because when you're rushing building a base, it sucks. You wind up cutting corners that you then have to go back and make changes on and everything. God, okay, I get it. You're hot. We're in desert. I'm sorry. I don't have any. I'm not stopping to make yucca juice, and we'll be out of here in a minute. Getting a heat state, great. Where are we with this? Yeah. All right. Well, it's 7:30. Let's get out of here anyway. Or almost 7:30. I'd like to finish off this stack. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's all it'll take too, Afmao. It's just upgrading the spikes. I don't think the top needs I mean, it's just kind of cool. I think that's what I like about it is, that was not originally my base design. It was, like when I was a newbie, I looked on YouTube and saw some kind of like newbie base designs, but they didn't do it quite that way. That's sort of my version of it, with the catwalks and the pillars instead of blocks. The ones I saw were like just a ring of blocks around the top, and I like the catwalks better. I think they're cheaper too, because you don't have to do cobblestone the whole way, and that base literally costs, 200 stone, 200 clay, and then ever how much wood you need for all the spikes and the catwalks. But on console, because we don't have the rebalanced wood situation. Wood's like super easy for us. Wood's cheap. Wood's like falling out of the sky pretty much. So it's just a matter, like, you don't work for wood like this. You just go get it basically, and it's everywhere, and you can plant it. Okay, we're gonna get out of here now. Where's my little chest that I put here? Yeah. Any of this need to go? That can go, that can go, that can go. We'll bring that. We'll bring this. We'll bring the brass. Yeah, no. Oh, we'll bring the casings. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. too many. But that's all right. As hot as we are, we will be dehydrated again momentarily. I got a few hazmat pieces. I think I'm wearing the gloves right now, and I've got the hood at the base. I would wear it, but it's a headpiece, and I prefer a mining helmet for obvious reasons. But yeah, hazmat pieces are great. Not so much for the hazmat part, but just they're good armor. It's good armor generally. What do you do with your hazmat suit when you get it? Do you actually go into the radiation with that? I want to look at something while we're here because I didn't have my hammer with me at Horde Night, and I kind of wanted to check to see what the base looked like after those cops exploded under it. Are these back? No. Like, I mean, I know you could see, there were cracks where there was definitely damage taken, but yeah, none of them came over here. Yeah, but yeah, see, it's all really minor. 4 cops exploded under this thing. Like nothing's even like close to starting to go. I should keep pushing it. I should keep pushing it. If we can handle 5 cops and have 4 explode, what can't we handle? I mean, on console at least. Hey, what's up, Russ Lord? How's it going, buddy? Hey, what's up, Rambo? How you doing, man? How are you feeling? I didn't I when you were telling me you were sick this morning in chat, I was all focused on what I was doing. I think there was a like I was trying to reach the end of the day or something, and you'd already taken off by the time I read your chat. Are you doing okay? Do a little math. So about 45 minutes. Very cool, very cool. So you're better then. You were just tired. Sounded like you were really sick. Hey, take it easy, Mal. Thanks for hanging out, man. It was fun as always. We will see you soon. Before I forget, next time we do a repair, we need to do a combine. Actually, I almost forgot. Not quite there. Hey there, Trentherly Fulgham. Did I pronounce your name right? Yeah, you're on 43 also. That's cool. I imagine I would probably be a lot further along, but I keep losing. Well, the games that I stream, at least, I keep losing to MD5 errors. The last one we got part of our base nuked on day 38 or 39. I think it was 39. Really sucked. The one before that, like on 70, like 2, 73, somewhere in there. I think it was 70. No. Yeah, I think it was like. No. There's a horde, what day? Day 70, I think? It was whatever that next day was, because I was doing repairs when it hit. That was the one I did last fall. For some reason, I only get the MD5 error when I'm streaming, which leads me to suspect that it might be some kind of conflict with the Twitch app, or like the Twitch app like does its job, but it's not. It's kind of sluggish, and it kind of leads me to suspect it might be a little bit of a resource hog. So maybe that speeds it up. Maybe because I mean people do get the MD5 without streaming. The two I've gotten just happen to be from when I've been streaming. But anyway, I'm rambling about that. But yeah. So yeah, so just Trent. Well, it's nice to meet you, Trent. Welcome to the channel. Are you you're on Xbox as well, I gather? Well, theoretically, but I don't really do multiplayer on Xbox because it's just so freaking unstable. Every time I do it, it's just like the crashes are even more frequent than single player, and that's just, begging for MD5 errors. I know people who've played a lot of multiplayer on Xbox, and they all get nailed with it like really early on. I love it. I love the console version of this game. I have the PC version too, and I'm probably gonna start playing it seriously soon. I just started playing like a year ago, like beginning of August, end of July, something like that of last year. Which, I've got I'm approaching 1,000 hours played on the Xbox. So I'm far from way past being a newbie. But in the grand scheme of things, since this game's been in alpha on PC for what, like 4 years now, 5 years, something. Wait, I'm down. Yeah, I'm not in the right place. Um, I'm relatively new compared to a lot of people, and I've always enjoyed the Xbox version because it's like playing an older version of the game. You know what I mean? It's like getting to play the earlier alphas that you don't necessarily have now. I mean, I guess you could revert it theoretically. I think people do that, play on earlier versions on PC. But I kind of like sitting on the couch too while I do this. um, but that's sort of why I play the console version, because I feel like my work here is not yet done. But given all the crashes and bugs and everything, I'm kind of thinking, and I'd kind of like to start casting out of the PC. I'm kind of thinking I may move over to PC sooner rather than later. I was kind of hoping to wait until we got the big console patch this fall, and PC's getting a new alpha. They're about to go to Alpha 17, which is going to bring a whole bunch of new stuff and all of that. But having had 2 MD5 errors that I was streaming so far is a real bite in the ass. Pardon my language. And I don't know, kind of wouldn't mind playing with the new stuff too. So that's sort of my story. And a long-winded answer to no, probably not at this point would I be into playing multiplayer. It's not that I don't want to necessarily, although I do enjoy soloing this game. It's a great game for multiplayer, for co-op, and it's probably actually really good for PvP too in its way. Just currently right now, I'm just kind of booked with what I'm doing. On PC, I'm not sure entirely because I've never really seriously done it, and I've never really seriously played. I've screwed around with it, but nothing serious. I've done all my serious play on Xbox so far, so I couldn't tell you. There may be, I could go look after the stream. There may be on Steam like a place where you can, because it's early access. There may be different patches you can opt into. If you go on a game like and right click it in your library on Steam, there'll be an item for, I believe it's actually properties. If you go in there somewhere, I forget which one, there's a tab on that window where you can basically opt in and out of betas. If a game you're playing has, like a beta version available of something. So I suspect it's probably in there. Or maybe from the Fun Pimps. Maybe there's a place on their website where you can download, I don't know. That's my speculation. I haven't seriously played on PC enough to like be able to tell you. way past. Okay, well, cool. Let me do this just for my own reference. We will run back down here. Your last and final game, Rambo? Are you calling it on 7 days after this one? Or your last and final start? Because I know you've been restarting a lot lately. I will say this, Trent. If you know, I mean, when they tell you in non-specific terms, like they have, that there's a major console patch coming this year, it's if you're like me, your imagination runs wild at the possibilities. You think of everything under the sun that you hope we get. Content-wise, performance-wise, fixing this MD5 error, etc., etc. One of the things I hope we get is some major improvements to multiplayer. Multiplayer on console is kind of fucked up. Pardon my language, but it is. It's all peer-to-peer. You can only have a max of 4 people at a time in a game. The peer-to-peer thing is the biggest problem, in my opinion. I could deal with the 4 max if we just had a more stable way to host games, like some type of server system. Server rentals would, like other games on console now have, would be my preference personally. But I understand Ark Survival has a deal where you can set up an extra Xbox to function as a server. I think performance would be better if we had rented servers personally, but that would work. Or if Telltale or Iron Galaxy or whoever it is that's handling who handles this part of the console ports would host servers for us, whatever. But we need an improvement over what we have now, and it needs to be stable, because currently it's not. I think it's probably a little more stable on PlayStation 4 for whatever reason. We have we're the GIMP on Xbox of this game, in the grand scheme of things. But if we can get some improvement on multiplayer, I think I would probably just go ahead and host a server and have people from a place for everybody in the stream, because people come in and ask that at least 3 or 4 times a week. Literally everybody wants to play with you in streams, which is kind of remarkable to me, actually. I've never, as a viewer and as a streamer, I've never seen another game where people come to streams looking for people to play with. It's a little bizarre, actually, but it works. And I just can't right now because, well, I think it's complete folly to seriously play this game on Xbox in anything other than a single player game, just because of the instability and the potential for an MD5 error with everything else. Arguably, it's folly to seriously play single player too, you know, given that the last 2 games I've streamed have ended in MD5 errors. But I mean, you know, I want to play the game, so, and you know, so here we are. But if we get some love for multiplayer, for console multiplayer in this big patch, I would be more inclined to play, and I may even I might even be up for hosting a server for everybody to play on. Cool. Basically, what I did here was I put a. Let's see what that did for us. Yeah, we're pretty close. Cool. I put a. Kind of just a little room down here. I needed something to do one night, and I just put a little room down here to stick a bedroll, because there's a theory that the MD5 error will delete where your bedroll is. The 2 that I've gotten, I was actually in the chunk where my bedroll also was, and that was the chunk that got nuked. I've also heard that people have had bedrolls in other places or not had bedrolls and still have them. So who knows? But I needed something to do one night, and I stuck that down there. So what I did was I just improvised because I need something to do now for stone. I improvised a mine. So basically, what I've just been doing is from the end of that, I've just been working down to the end of like basically the length of this block, and then just coming in 3-4 blocks, and then doing another and so forth. And when this fills up, we can go to the other side if we need to. I'm confident we'll be way beyond done with the new base, by the time that would be necessary. But it's handy, it's cool to have, and I can get to it from inside the outpost here.